No More Violence Week, we started in 2015. In 2010, a 3-year-old girl here in town was beaten to death, and her mother was one of my students. 2011, another child died, again involving one of my students, and then again in 2013. So 3 children in 4 years. I decided I really needed to learn, to educate myself, so that I had a better understanding of what was going on. And the more I learned, the more I felt like I just needed to do something. And so 2 years it took me to figure out what to do, but that's what we started in 2015. In its early years, the No More Violence conference was 100% student-driven. So I still remember being in the classroom, and students were bringing up ideas of topics they wanted to cover, how we wanted to address them, speakers that maybe they were interested in, and then I would write them all out on the whiteboard, and we would actually vote. So very much student-driven in those days. We transitioned the No More Violence conference to more of a community involvement for a couple of reasons. One, partnering with local organizations, local law enforcement, Maelstrom, the military, just made sense, because unfortunately these issues touch all aspects of the community. And the other thing was just the rapid growth. I mean, the conference grew so fast, and no one anticipated that, least of all me. And so, it was a good marriage, and it worked out really well. My favorite memories of the No More Violence Week, first of all, probably involve my students, because you develop such a closer relationship when you're working on projects like this. And just watching them kind of take the reins and watching them learn, but also just the empowerment, that they really believe when we're done, they believe I can make a difference in the community. And when we all work together, we make an even bigger difference. So that was really important for me. The relationships that I made within the community are ones that I really cherish. We are fortunate to have such passionate people, such hardworking people who are really dedicated to changing the community and these issues. I think what No More Violence brings to our community is number one, awareness. That especially in the early days, but even now, you hear over and over and over, people just don't realize what a big problem it is here in Great Falls, and in the outlying communities as well. I think that the trainings are another really important piece of it, because being aware of a problem is one thing, being able to do something about it is something else. And so, we have been involved in training law enforcement, training teachers, training just grandma and grandpa that maybe needs to pay a little more attention to what's going on next door. Just the level of training has been phenomenal. So those would be the 2 things.